All right, hey, so welcome back to the Veterans Huddle. So in this video, I'm going to talk about my journey from active duty Army just last year, 2023, to now 100% permanent and total rated by the VA. Let's get in it. All right, so I filed a BDD claim back in February, March of 2023. And the reason why I want to share this story of my story is just because I know that there's thousands and thousands of veterans out there that had to deal with something similar or whatever, or coming off of active duty. But the big takeaway is like the little bits of nuggets of information that you can pull from this video and pull from my experience and my story of going from active duty to 100% permanent total, or whatever your rating is. Like you might be shooting for a rating of 50%, and you understand that your symptoms match that, or you understand that that is your appropriate rating. But for me, I feel like I came out of the Army like fairly jacked up, with disabilities that are affecting me daily. So I'm not going to specifically get into that, but I just want to talk about there's certain key moments and phases in the whole process of doing a claim for disability compensation through the VA. And right off the back, like when you go to do a BDD claim, which is benefits delivery discharge or something like that, I believe is what BDD stands for. When you go to do that, when you're coming from active duty, if you're active duty military and you go to do a BDD claim, you're gonna hear people say, "Hey, don't file a claim right now. Wait till you get out. It'll be easier." If it was easier when you got out, how does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. If you hear anyone trying to talk you out of doing a BDD claim, do not listen to them. File that claim while you're still in the military, if you can. If you're already a veteran, you're already outside of the military, then obviously this doesn't pertain to you. But there are specific parts in this my process that will pertain to anyone that's still going through the VA process, or that's considering getting into the VA process. So I'm trying not to jump around because I get like scatterbrained sometimes. But as far as, okay, I did the BDD claim back in February, March, and it doesn't actually, they don't actually start your effective date until the day that you actually become a veteran. So for me, it was in July. It's the day after your ETS date. So I did that, and right around the end of July, a few weeks after my ETS date, is when I found out my decision letter, and the VA rated me 90%. Now, if you feel like you got, let's say, 50% and you're deserving of 70, or you got 90 and you feel like you're deserving of 100, do not let anyone talk you out of filing another claim or an appeal or a supplemental claim or what have you, because you're always going to hear people talking shit saying, "Oh, do you really need to be rated at 100%, or do you really deserve it?" Like, if you did the service and you either one received some sort of injury or disability due to your service, or your injury or disability got worse during your service, then according to VA law, you are it's rightfully your benefit. So don't ever listen to anyone talk you out of that. So I went from trying to get from 90% to 100% right out the gate. I tried to file a higher level review. That was a really bad mistake, because the big key takeaway with a higher level review is you should have everything in that file. Like, you should understand everything that's in your file. I did everything myself, and that's another big key takeaway with this video, is do not rely on a VSO. I'm not gonna sit here and bash VSOs like all VSOs are bad, but I have a bad enough taste in my mouth. And not even just that, is like, if you are relying on this income to provide for yourself and, you know, and or your family, then you should take your claim into your own hands and not trust another adult with your claim. I'm, you know, if you want to use a VSO or you want to use you know, a lawyer or whatever, then, you know, more power to you. I'm just telling you, that's how I want about it. That's how I feel about it. You know, at the end of the day, when something doesn't go in your favor, something doesn't go the way you thought it was going to go, you can't turn around and try to, you know, blame someone else or be like, oh, my VSO screwed me or my lawyer screwed me. It's like, I mean, yeah, they probably did, but, you know, you screwed yourself by trusting them. So that's just my opinion. So I, you know, did the higher level review, came back, not in my favor. They kept me at 90%. So I ended up filing a supplemental claim. So this was actually what the VA representative told me. They said because I was doing a supplemental claim, I did a supplemental claim to get an increase for 2 disabilities, and then I also was claiming one new thing, which was my knee. I was claiming my knee secondary to my my right knee that was already service connected. So in that case, they closed out. They're not going to let you keep 2 claims open, a supplemental claim and if you did a 526EZ, they're just going to close one out and they just combine them into one claim. Which I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. But when they did that, now that I finally, you know, I recently just was awarded 100% permanent and total. Now that happened, they're arguing my effective date. Even though I did a BDD claim barely 8 months ago, because I just got out of the Army 8 months ago, now they're saying that my effective date is January, even though that shouldn't happen. It shouldn't have happened like that. So what now the process that I'm in now is challenging effective dates. You can do a higher level review. You can do a supplemental claim to challenge your effective dates. I will be doing another video on effective dates shortly. The big takeaway with that is, okay, effective dates. If you feel like you're deserving of a earlier effective date, do not let anyone try to talk you out of it or try to change your mind if you feel like you're deserving of an effective date. You know, there's just too many veterans that get screwed over or get played or, you know, get their benefits downplayed. You know, and I honestly, I love the VA. I feel like it's an awesome program, an awesome benefit. They provide awesome benefits to veterans. But at the same time, sometimes there's clear mistakes like this with either 1, your rating, or 2, your effective date, which is, you know, it could be a big deal. You know, that's a significant amount of back pay. So I will keep you guys updated as far as how that claim's going to go. But with that being said, you know, it's been a journey to try to get to 100% permanent and total. But at the same time, I think it's worth the fight, and 2, I think it's deserving. You know, I feel like I came out of the Army pretty jacked up, and I was already kind of struggling with a lot of these disabilities, you know, years before I even got out of the Army. So with that being said, if you got anything from the video, please consider smashing the like button. If you know someone that might benefit from this story or my story, you know, please consider sharing it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.